Oh no, wait. Went down the autofocus. Yay. Okay. Hello. Hello, hello. To anybody here. I was trying to solve getting the far enough away problem, and it looks like I made it worse. Uh, Hello, everybody. Hello, Libby, and hello, Nancy. I don't believe I've seen you before. Welcome, welcome. My name is Christine, and I am your hostess today. Hi, Libby, and I haven't seen you since last week. I have not been in any streams at all this week, and well, you're certainly welcome, Nancy. I have been for weeks now. I've been trying to solve an issue where I cannot seem to get a very large area of my desk to show up under the camera where I have it set. And I, I, I tried to make it better today by going ahead and going with 1080 resolution, but apparently I made it almost worse. But we'll see if we can actually be coloring with it. Today is Guest Artist Sunday. I do that once a week, and uh, you posted a picture on my page a little while ago. Okay, I have not been on the Facebook page, Libby. I'm assuming I have not been into Facebook this afternoon, so I will go look at it after today's show. Hello, Neperkit. How are you? Lovely to see you. Okay, good. All right. I will look for it, Libby. Hi, Gary. And Deb's just dropping you off at home. Okay. All right. Thank you for logging in the car. That's wonderful. I love technology. I really do. It does. It lets us get in touch with each other from just about anywhere. Hell, now. Well, I'm none of that. Hi, Elizabeth. That's better. And hello, Melinda. And and yes, I am actually doing quite well, other than a propensity to sort of cough unexpectedly, but that is my life these days, I guess. I just drink lots of hot water. It's part of it is that I don't really use my voice during the week unless I'm making videos. And even though I made two videos, I made one of them more than 24 hours ago. And so if I don't do something like, I don't know, sing 15 bars of something every every couple of hours, my voice cools down and it becomes a little rusty for me to use. It part of it is the fact that I sort of live and work in my studio, and so uh, there isn't really anybody except the cat here to talk to, and the cat and I don't really talk. It's kind of a one-sided conversation. She meows or hisses or claws, uh, dependent upon how she's feeling. And I do none of those things. Um, okay, all right. To go read. What are you reading, Libby? Is it something good? And all right. So what we're going to do today, of course, it is Guest Artist Sunday, and I have given you guys actually a choice, mostly because I was unable to choose myself. So you not only get to choose the book today, but you also get to choose the medium. hello, Heather, and hello, Lindsay. And no, actually, Lindsay, I don't think that's strange at all. Um, I actually do talk to the cat, but it's usually things like "get off my desk," or or "would you like me to brush you?" Which the answer to that one is always yes. Uh, and so, but it is sort of it's very brief conversations, that's for sure. Okay, we have a vote for Cristina McAllister, and for those of you who haven't seen Dennis Preston, this is a book that I learned about over on the Modernist Colorist. It is not for everybody. It is very odd, uh, and but sometimes you just have to be in the mood to color. And this was the picture that I turned out. Now, I have been threatening to color this one for quite a while. I just love it that this monster is being killed by happiness. There's just something very funny about that to me. And of course, this came in during a time when it was my birthday, and I was being particularly blessed by the coloring community and in people sending me things. And so that just struck me as funny. This is the only page that I have actually colored in this book, and I did this with watercolors. Um, and I had a ball doing it. It was sort of reminiscent of what they'd done on the front cover, and so it's just it's just a fun bit of whimsy, and this guy's got just a bizarre sense of humor. Uh, you know, so and anyway, so Netta Punta forgets that stupid looking hat day is on Friday, and she wears hers on Serious Thursday. So these guys are not too happy. I figured that you guys would probably want me to do. Now, I haven't done a picture in this yet. Uh, and I have attempted 3 times now to color Cristina McAllister, and I have failed 3 times. Uh, I started to do one that was okay. I did it on a stream, but I never finished it. But I have picked out. This is just a gorgeous, gorgeous book, by the way. All of her books are. Um, I don't really need to say that. Her books just speak for themselves. But this was the page that I had picked out to do, and I would really like to do this page, um, and I'd like to do it with watercolors. So with that said, but I'm willing to do it with anything. With that said, you have your choice between watercolors, Inktense, or colored pencils. And so I'll let you all think about that for just a second. These are, of course, my pretty excellent watercolors, and they are simply gorgeous. And I have a swatch of these here. And like I say, I really am willing to do it in anything. See where did I swatch these? There. So that is the colors that actually are in that set. So my choice. Hello, Brenda. Nice to see you. And I haven't seen you in quite a while. And not sure how they will work on this paper. Uh, but those or pencils is your choice. Okay. Well, I can tell you that um, watercolors, of course, it is Amazon paper. It will buckle the paper, and I don't care. I I've never worried about using a water medium in my CreateSpace books or my Amazon paper books. I have a particularly light touch with watercolors and with neocolors and things like that. And consequently, I have never pilled the paper yet. It does, just like it did in the Preston book. It does warp it slightly, but you know, if you as soon as it's dry, if you put the cover down on it, it it doesn't really hurt it at all. And but yeah, I do kind of want to use the watercolors, mostly because I want to stand a chance of actually getting some of this done in the couple of hours that we have to work on it today. And pencils are, as you know, I sort of demonstrated this week when I put up this. I don't know how many of you saw this video, but this is I'm working on this, and I'm doing it with the Black Widow pencils. And this is my it's a 3-color palette, but it turned out to be 4 colors because I added a background color. But I love the way it's turning out. I love the way this palette is working out. But it took me about 3.5 hours to get this far. So Shannon is fine. She is actually in California. She has had dad duty. Her mother-in-law passed away, and her father-in-law is not in good health. So she has taken on the responsibility of being his sort of full-time caregiver. So her days are kind of occupied. Hopefully she will be here later. And Shara, of course, is right now, it is 6 a.m. in New Zealand, and Shara is there visiting her grandchildren, visiting her daughter, who is pregnant with Shara's 3rd grandchild, I believe. And so they are awaiting the birth, and she's also lending a hand in helping during that last month of pregnancy that can be so overwhelming, especially considering that she's her middle child just turned 1 just a couple of weeks ago. So, and she's going to have another one. So that tells you that they got right after it. And Gary is here somewhere. Deb was dropping him off, and so Deb will probably drop in shortly as well. So wherever they were today, they were together. So, but it's also football season. Well, what we in America would call soccer, and so they're probably busily doing that. Now I'm consulting my jar of brushes. I was blessed with some beautiful watercolor brushes, but I think I'm going to stick with the ones for today that I know very well, and I'm going to hold off on using the new brushes that I've received until I have had a chance to work on. They're good brushes, and they're but I want to use them with I got those Daniel Smiths, and which are not coloring book watercolors. The Daniel Smiths are for serious watercoloring. And so I was going to use the good brushes for that, but I'm experimenting with that. I don't want to try and do it live until I have a chance to have done a little bit. Hello, Virginia, and lovely to see you. And yes, that is exactly what I'm going to try and do. And I do this in watercolors. And I am going to start by actually using a marker to do the skin. At least I can do the skin in marker because I have markers now. And so let me do that real quick because I can either leave it till last or I can do it right now. And I don't mean to seem discombobulated. I'm not supposed to be. I'm after the R000. Oh dear, there it is. To just throw a little color on the skin so that it doesn't feel quite so lifeless. And I can actually even go over her lips. We'll just bring her alive just a tad. Make sure she doesn't feel dead. Not really demonstrating very good technique on that. But it's so nice to just be able to do skin. Up until recently, I didn't have markers, and so I was, I used to watch in envy as everybody did this and laid down got a perfect skin tone. Just I can cover up her nails with color, so I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, and that's done. Voila. I love that. Something behind the page. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't do any damage to this. Isn't this a cool image? I wanted to do this, but this requires more attention to detail than. Thank you for the reminder. I need to pull it from another book. So let me grab it. And for those who might not know, if you've been living under a rock somewhere, these are the mats from the dollar store, and you just buy their cutting mats. You buy the bigger ones and cut them down. And actually, I'm going to pull the flag, put the flag over here on this side, and pin down this other page. Hello, Louise and Corolla, and how is everybody? And where is everybody is what I would like to know. Okay. So water. 2 little jars of water here. I usually put them out here in front of me. So let me do that. Hopefully you won't mind my arm there. I am going to start out with this smaller brush, and I'm going to start out on the bird for just the, yeah, I'm going to start out on the bird for just right now. And I am going to make the bird primarily golden yellow to start, and then I'll be adding some colors to it. He's actually a firebird and or a phoenix, but that's okay. If I start out coloring gold as opposed to red, because I can always put red down over the golden yellow, but I don't know exactly where I want my highlights to be, and so this gives me a chance to put them anywhere. And I didn't even wet my watercolors first, which I should have done. I love these pretty excellent watercolors, by the way. I first saw these over on Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter, and there's a girl who knows something about watercolors, and the caption on her video was, "I can't believe these watercolors are under $20," and they were $19.95, I think, which is just amazing. It's an amazing deal. There's a link to them below. All of the links that I put in my descriptions are always my Amazon affiliate links, so you need to be advised of that. It doesn't cost you anything extra to use them, and if you do, I do get paid a small amount, which I use monthly to buy things, coloring supplies or ink. Like I have some built up that I am going to use to buy ink as soon as this month's arrive for my printer, so that I can then, whoops, that is not what I wanted. Fortunately, it is watercolor, so you can just lift it right off. I still have too much water on my brush. One of the things I love about working with watercolors is that they are very forgiving. I'm just going to throw just a few little golden bits in here, and then we'll hit those later with some red. You don't have them in the UK? Oh no. Well, gosh, if shipping wasn't so ridiculous between here and there, I would offer to buy them here and ship them to you guys. But whatever you saved, in the watercolors, you could probably get them through Jackson's. Or, yeah, you might be able to order them through Jackson's. I'd be willing to bet Jackson's would order them for you. And yes, she really did. Oh, thank you, Joey. Yay, backup. Joey was there. She knows. Hi, Joey, by the way. Nice to see you. Okay, so now I'm gonna leave him to dry, and we're gonna choose a color for the dress, or for the. Now I have an idea. I did look up, because I failed at coloring Cristina McAllister twice. This is the third time, and hopefully the third time is a charm. And I mean, when I say I failed, the first one is a disaster. The first one I did was, I think it's not in here. I, along with Cristina, am in both Treasury books, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, I don't mind showing you it was pretty miserable, let me tell you. It was a pretty miserable attempt. Well, maybe it wasn't in this one. I did attempt this one, which I, you see how far I got with it. Okay. Maybe it was in this one. Yeah, there it is. That is just awful. Awful, awful, awful. And there was nothing I could do to fix it. And so then, as if that was an insult added to injury, when I tried this one, now this one I'm not wholly unhappy with. It's just that I'm coloring it with pencils and it's taking forever. Absolutely forever to try and, you know, make this look translucent with pencils. So this one is my third try and hopefully will be the success. And hello, Nika. Nice to see you. Oh, wow. Thank you to all the people who are here. And I looked up and hello, Lulu. I have not seen you in weeks. Nice to see you, Lulu. And yeah, I looked up, there were 17 people and now there's like 27. So yay. Ooh, thank you. Me too. Me too. This one spoke to me. The minute that I saw this, well, I love all of Christina's art to begin with. So, so this one actually spoke to me, though. Now I am going to color these ones yellow. Because to me, this is the sun, right? In her, you know, on her head. I love Christina's art because it's full of symbolism. And then I'm going to go with the lighter yellow to the inside. If that doesn't work, I can always change it. And I can always mix a more medium yellow of the two shades right here. I love that about watercolors. I just love that you can just do that, even with a little tiny detail brush. And then I want the Crimson Lake, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. That's the vermilion, so that must be the Crimson Lake, and that's the deep red. And so, yeah, I guess this is the one this is the one I want. I could be wrong. I think it's this. Is that it? Because that's the color I'm going to use in the Firebird as well. And pardon me while I don't pay attention to chat for just 1 second while I am working in these small spaces. like I try to pay attention to chat. I really do. I just want to try and stay in the lines at least a little bit. Part of the problem that I have is I want to make Christina's art super colorful, and I always seem to overdo it. You know, I just pick too bold and too brash of colors. Oh, what book is this? This is, hang on one second. This is Goddess Nature. It is one of her newest books. And I can never keep up with her because she's got several series going. But this is Goddess Nature. This was a gift. And I'm sure I have written down somewhere in it who it was a gift from. It's in my log, but this was a gift. And I don't remember if it was anonymous or if it was, if I can say, let me look at the log real quick. But it is part of a new series. Whenever she does these books, if she's going to do them as a series, she'll label them book 1 or book 2 or all of that. And so just one second. Yes, I received this from Sandy at Color Creatively. There we go. I do have a log. I'm okay, Lulu. I'm okay and getting better by the day. And thank you for asking. And okay, let's see here. Okay, now, all right, so I did that in those colors. Now I want to do the headdress, and I want the headdress to match the bird. Although I'm going to hang on to that thought for a second, because I know I want this dress to be purple, and I want this dress to be this particular purple here, this mauve, and so that is what I'm going to do it in, the 398. So that's second row, third one in. Okay. Sadly, these are not marked, which is one of the reasons why they are inexpensive. Now, there is a school of thought that believes that these are the same paint as the Paul Rubens, packaged in a budget-friendly manner. Ooh. Not only is that the wrong color, it is totally wrong. Totally wrong. I got the wrong paint, of course. Now, there is also a school of thought that believes that these might be ink-based. And I think that they might be, because they don't lift. They don't lift very well. And you just ordered all 5 of Linda Ravenscroft's coloring books. Oh my goodness. Those are so gorgeous. Okay, I don't see any reason why this dress can't be that color. a little more water into it, and we don't end up with that super dark color. So I'm just mixing my water. Maybe I can bring this over here. So that it does that work a little better? Okay. I'm probably coloring off screen, aren't I? Hello. Push back, but don't go too far. Now this is the coolness of grayscale, though, because of course you have to wait until after it dries before you get the full effect. But because a lot of the shading ends up getting done for you. Or at least you then know where to put it. And you do have to be very careful in grayscale not to get your colors too dark that you lose the grayscale, which is why I was a little concerned up there that it went super dark on me. It sounds like I know what I'm talking about, right? Actually, honestly, I have no clue. I don't draw in grayscale. And so I don't really know what'll happen. Something will. I'm going to turn the book a little bit over, actually, because I want to be able to color this without putting my palm down in the wet that I did below, because I didn't think that out well. Doing that lower portion first. I should have done the upper portion first. And this is actually, I saw a coloring of this. It wasn't exactly these colors, but it gave me a direction to go in. And I'm sort of blind when it comes to I'll say it, over and over and over again. I am color palette challenged. And so it helps me when I am able to look at the work that someone else has done and apply it to the project that I'm working on. Especially when it comes to this particular artist whose work I love but have never successfully colored. I am going to go ahead and go over these because I've just decided that I'm going to end up doing these in glitter gel pen, these little dangly things. So I am going to go over them with the purple, just for the sake of, because otherwise it would be just impossible to get in there and get those, to get all those little colors. So has anybody else been following Alex on Curiosity Inc? That's exactly, Elizabeth, that's where I found the color palette that I sort of chose for this. It's the only copy or the only coloring of this that I could find on Pinterest. And I liked it so well that I decided to see if I could utilize it in this. Now, I'm actually going to do the same thing that the other lady did. I'm going to make the bodice of this dress actually green. So I have another sleeve to do in purple. And if it looks as splotchy dry as it does with the way that it's going down right this very second, then I will obviously be adding some, a second layer to make it less splotchy looking. And let's see here. I want to do the, oops. There's going to be a lot of sparkle on this. So don't panic if you see me go outside the lines, because I can fix all of that stuff with the decoration that's going on it. Sometimes it's a little difficult to get into the spaces if I'm not really concentrating hard. That's a really pretty color dress. I like that color. Popping in for a few. Hi, Loretta, and hi, Deb. Lovely to see you both. Hello, Cindy. Hello to anybody who's here that I haven't said hello to. Okay, now I have this beautiful blue color over here that's just looking like it wants to be used. So that is going to go right here, just going right over the design. Sorry, I've got to turn the page to be able to get this brush point in. Here we go. Ta-da! And these actually are blue. See why I wasn't too worried about the fact that I'd gone a little bit over. With the purple. Because there's going to be gold on this too. But it's going to be glitter gel pen. Those dots that I went right over, those are going to be gold. Because after all, she's got a golden phoenix in her hands. Hello to everybody. Whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is it? Definitely not mine. I'm watching to find out whose birthday it is. So is everybody, did you have a good week? Well, hi, Nana. Hello, Nana. Hello, beautiful lady who brightens my day. Every day is made more special because Nana is in the world. And if you follow her on Instagram, you too can be treated to how wonderful she is. She's just always got something lovely to say. Okay. I think I'm going to dab up just a little bit of that so that it doesn't bleed out too bad. See, it's going to bleed into the purple, but that's okay. Only you and I know it's there. No one else will even see it. Boy, that is really taken its time to dry. That is not blotchiness, that's wet. So, okay, now comes the really hard part, which is trying to do this part. And I need to switch to a smaller brush. So, clean out that one. And I need to mix up a little color, though, before I do. And keeping in mind that this is on the front of the dress, so it would be catching a lot of the light. So therefore, it would be a lighter shade of the mauve. Okay. And hopefully I haven't made that too light. One thing about it though is if I go over it to, if it there's nothing that can't be fixed. That's what I'm saying. Nothing at all that can't be fixed. If you screw it up. Happy birthday, Lulu. Lulu, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lulu. Happy birthday to you. Hadn't seen me try. Oh, you're blowing a page for me. You're blowing on the page for me. Oh, okay. To get it to dry, you mean? Yeah, I could probably get a little hair dryer in here and do all of that kind of stuff, but by the time that I got all that stuff done, it would probably be dry anyway. I use my blow dryer only on the day that I wash my hair, and that's only to. I'm very, very lucky in that I have naturally curly hair or naturally wavy hair, and so I only have to blow dry it once, and it just simply stays that way for, well, till the next time I wash it and get it wet. So far, so good. I'm doing pretty good here. Having a finer brush in my hand really helps. And it also helps that, despite all of the faults that Amazon papers may have, although this is a product of KDP, because she released this book after we all transitioned to KDP, so it does have slightly better paper than the old CreateSpace books. But it's absorbent to water. There's no doubt about that. But in this particular case, that's working out to be a good thing, because it's not bleeding. Whew. That was nerve-wracking. Now we'll do this side. And these are beautiful fine point brushes. Now the ones that Morticia sent me are a set kind of like this one, only they're with real bristles, the real sable, and they're made of wood. These are made of a molded plastic, I believe. But I love these brushes for fine detail. These are actually model brushes for painting model cars. but they're perfect for using watercolors in coloring books. All right. And I do believe that I have missed a part of the dress, which is here. So we will go for that. Now this part I want to make green, and I want to make the trim here and down the front and down both sides gold. So I will do it in the yellow, and if I screw it up, then I can always use the gel pen as a backup. Well, hello, Corbin's Corner, and welcome, welcome. You're new here, and thanks. We're working with watercolors today. We do all kinds of mediums here at CLAldridgeArt, and of course, usually I'm working in my own books, but it is guest artist Sunday, and we're working with one of Cristina McAllister's books. This one is called Nature Goddess, one of her newest series. Okay, now, so what I want is sort of a teal blue green, dark blue green to go in there. I'm going to try the Viridian, but I think it's not quite dark enough. So I'm going to add a little of that Prussian blue with it. So I need to back off 2 from the yellow ochre, and that should be, if that's the yellow ochre, whoops. Okay. So that's the yellow ochre. If I go 2 this way, this should be the Viridian. And let's find out. Oh, yeah. And we're going to grab a little of that blue, maybe a little bit more. That's the color right there. Okay. So now I'm going to take that and do this part of the dress. Sorry, turning it back over so that I can work on the upstroke for some of these tiny spaces. Y'all know I love my water mediums. I can color with pencils, I really can. This actually all started out, my using water mediums in CreateSpace or in Amazon books. It really started out as a defense thing, to show you that it could be done. And then, of course, I got hooked on it. So we had that argument so many times in my authors group. Those of us that draw coloring books for a living. Can you? Yes. Yes, you can. We can prove it. Okay. And one more down this side. Just adding a little bit more color. I love this color with the purple like that. You're still scared watercolors in grayscale. Well, you know, I never know what to say to that, because I guess I'm not really certain of what it is that folks are actually afraid of. If you're afraid of messing it up, I mean, obviously, if you are the type that if you mess up in your book, you feel that you have to throw the book away or get rid of it and get a new copy or something like that, then yeah, I can definitely see um, how the fear of that would keep you from starting. But it's a coloring book and it's designed to be colored in, and artists want you to color in their book. We don't want you to put them on the shelves and look at the pretty pictures. Trust me, I want you to color it because that's how I get my satisfaction, by seeing the beautiful colorings that you guys come up with. And um, but on the other hand, like I have a whole bunch of pages. I just showed a couple of them that I have totally screwed up. And I do mean I have messed up. I mean, bad color palettes, uh, totally messed up blends, all of that kind of thing. And I show them to you because they are, to me, they are the story of that coloring book. And they're the story of how I went from the work that I was doing. Actually, here's some down here. I might as well grab this. Why waste paint? Uh, the work that I was doing then to the work that I am doing now. And so I always say, go for it. It's not going to bite you, and it's not going to make you sick, and so there's not anything really to be afraid of except the fear. And the only way to get over fear is to face it down. I mean, that is pretty much the only way. And what was it? I opened the door to fear, and nothing was there. Fear knocked on the door. I opened the door to fear, and nothing was there. Yes, that's another great solution, Pat. Another great solution is go to the dollar store and buy a dollar coloring book. It doesn't matter if it's a kid's coloring book or if you're lucky enough to find a cheap, halfway decent adult coloring book there, and use that to practice. Or if you have a coloring book that you really don't like, like don't use your Hannah Carls on to practice on. Um, use if you got one as a gift that you don't particularly care for or whatever, use that one and practice on that before you start on your good books. So there's or buy a PDF. That's a great solution. Buy a PDF and print off 2 or 3 copies and practice like that. Um, because those you can just toss in the trash. And still, you're never out anything except the cost of the page and the ink. This is assuming that you can afford to print them. I'm not real happy with that yellow color. It's a little, I remembered too late that I had washed that yellow color out a little bit with the lighter yellow. So I'll probably end up going back over that. And this is all I'm really doing right here, guys, is just straight coloring. We'll, we'll add some things, add subtleties and shading later with the watercolors. But you have to, because the key to coloring with water in these books, any coloring book really, is to let it dry between the layers. Watercolor paper can get saturated, but regular paper needs to dry between the layers so that you can put a second layer down. Otherwise, you will pill your paper. You'll get it so soaked that you'll damage the paper. And it's not the paint that damages it. It's actually the fibers coming apart in the paper. There you go. And then print on watercolor. Yeah, a PDF is a perfect example, Amy. And do let me know how you do. It always it always pains me um, to think that people are afraid of their coloring supplies. Uh, like I say, it's a coloring book. If you mess it up to the point where you can't stand it and it's one of mine, let me know. I'll send you a new one. Uh, but it's just it's just because it can't hurt you. On the other hand, if you are OCD or something like that, and it causes you harm to your, well-being to mess a book up, then don't do it. I'm not going to be able to fix that, so I'm just going to let it go. But I had to at least give it a try. Now, why I felt compelled to do these two things differently, I don't know. I'm probably going to end up changing those around. I think what I'd like to do is do this. No, I think I'm gonna stick with my original intent here. Okay. Okay. This now we can go back to our Firebird. Ah, go back to our Firebird, and for the Firebird, I would like to go with probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the vermilion. I kind of like the 6. All right, I kind of like the 6, which is this color right here. And we'll see this might not be red enough. It might still be too orange of a red. Although this is supposed to be a flaming bird, so And even though it looks like I'm scrubbing, I am touching this paper so lightly and only with the tip of the brush. So it's not, you can't scrub with a water medium. You just really have to be very, very light and it's just a feather touch with the tip of the pen or the tip of the, well, it doesn't matter what you're, whether it's a brush or a pen or a marker or a, anything but a pencil. Is anybody still with me? Sorry. There's only 20 people here. That's is everybody must be enjoying the gorgeous weather, I guess. Or it's another week and some new baseless rumor has reared its ugly head. Oh, jeez. Okay. I am kind of liking this. This actually turned out to be a pretty good color after all. Although I may yet add another dark layer, a darker red, still. What do you guys think? I started copying my coloring book pages so I don't mess up the book. Exactly. And yes, exactly, Amy. And that is what we want you to do. I mean, there's only a very few authors that you can't do that with, that actually state in their books, don't do that. I don't happen to be one of those. I want you, I mean, even if it's a hardback or yeah, what am I trying to say? Even if it's a print version of my book that you got on Amazon, please do, as long as you're only, copying for your own practice and your own personal use, then I don't mind at all if you want to use, make copies for yourself. Now I've watered this way down to do this particular part with, and the reason is I want this to go more of an orange on this gold. And so because I'm going to come back in with the full-on bright red, but I want to establish some orange spots before I do that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am at the point now where my waters are, neither of my waters is pristinely clean, but that's okay. One is sort of light colored It's just, I've never been very good. Dev's not streaming tonight. We're going studio up and should be ready for next week. Okay. Okay. So, all right, good. Are you helping him with that? Is he finally going to get that studio together? Hello, Dev. I love the way you do that. You have Gary make an announcement for you just before you pop into the room. Why don't you pop into the room and make your own announcements? Man. Anyway, all right. So we're not going to get to see you today. For those that don't know, Dev is the modernist colorist, and he has been away far too long. We need him to come back. We need some new books. Need to see some new books. I definitely want to see those Arteza products, you know. All right, so I'm just adding just a little, bits of red amongst the gold. Because he is a flame bird. Maybe do a little red here. Still don't quite know what color his eye is going to be. Throwing a little red down here. Maybe give him a little red feet. Looking like a pretty good. What do you think? Think he looks like an okay Firebird? Gary was helping me out, Christine, but I thought he may have already said something. He did. Okay. Gentlemen, have either one of you heard from Shannon today? And if so, how's she doing? And thank you, Deb. And thank you, Elizabeth. And thank you, Melinda. And okay, I know all you guys are visiting with Deb. So now, I'm going to use the same. I think I'm going to end up darkening up the dress a little bit, but I may do that in a bit. She's got the sun. Okay, now I want to do these, and I don't know exactly if I want them to be a darker purple or if I want to pick up this green in at least one of them, or do all three the same? See how there's these three like things that make up, like I know those are jewels and I want those to be, well, I don't know yet. I don't know yet. So instead what I'll do is work a little on making the dress a little bit, like I know I want that to be a little darker blue, so I can do that. So I'm just adding a little bit of blue there. So that I can add it here. And this is where you can start to tweak your colors with a second layer after your first layer is dry. So if it's not quite dark enough, or if it's too dark, and then I'll show you as soon as this dries just a tad more how I'm going to do the glow behind the Firebird. And then I'm going to make this a little darker as well. Now, one of the beauties of grayscale is that it is naturally going to dry darker in the darker areas, you know, where the grayscale is. And so you can as long as you don't go too dark with your colors. Oh, and I could have made, well, I still can't. And I may yet change this. I may decide that I don't like the gold trim like that. But for right now, because I can always, since it's yellow, I can always take it to blue or even to dark green by adding blue. You can always make changes as long as you, as long as the colors that you're trying to cover over, and even if you have, let's say you put down a color that is so dark that you can't color over it, you can always put a layer of white acrylic paint on it and then color it over with colored pencil. Did you know that? That as long as it is a matte acrylic paint, you can color over it with colored pencil. It's one of the reasons why Posca pens will pick up your, if you put down marker on top of white Posca, it picks up the color. It fades it out a little bit, but it picks it up. Or you could actually just scratch it off, which is what I usually do. Okay. In that case, then I think I am going to go ahead and make the trim down the front of this dress blue as well. That first one didn't go very well, but this second one is going to go a little better. I got a little exuberant. And I think that might be a little more cohesive to what I want. I really am learning from this. You know, I've been doing this series of videos about the 3 color palettes, and I am liking the limiting of the color palette to no more than 3 or 4 colors. I mean, there's certain cases where you want to use a lot more colors, but for overall effect, limiting to 3 or 4 colors is really 3 or 4 color families is really, I'm finding it really helpful. This is how I keep getting paint on my stuff, is I put my palm in it. And I apologize that I have this sideways, so it's hard to see, but it's the only way I can reach. Yeah, I'm liking my Phoenix. A little impressionistic, but and oops. Once again, only us know it's there. Okay, and so maybe if that's a Phoenix, maybe she is a maybe she is a peacock queen. I'm fighting with the idea of making those like apple green, but I think that would end up making it look too much like a peacock feather. So maybe maybe I don't know. And yeah, I love the Phoenix too. I got a little weird with this feather color right here, but I'll fix that in the next layering session with it. But I can't believe I did that. Actually got gobs of paint. And now, of course, I peeled the paper, trying to get it off, but that's all right. It's a coloring book. It's intended to be used. Okay, now back to the purple. So I am going to put another layer of this purple down here on this dress. I'm going to take it back to the side. Now this time I even mixed it a little bit, because I don't think it's possible to the grayscale on this is so good. Cristina is so good about leaving you just the right shading. It's almost hard to mess it up. I mean, I find a way pretty much every time, but it's actually kind of become a joke between she and I that, you know, I love her art so much and yet I can't color it. But I keep trying. I have seen some beautiful colorings of her work in her Etsy shop, or in her coloring group. And of course, the work that she does herself, the fine, you know, she sells prints and stuff like that of her actual finished paintings on Fine Art America. And she's another one like Linda Ravenscroft, who actually, you know, does paintings and then turns them into drawings for coloring books. This is all going to have to dry again, so. I just added a little bit of mauve in there, which sort of changes up the color just a tiny bit. And then adding in a little bit more water. It looks very blue here, but it's not. It's really very pinky purple. And hopefully, whoops, I'm moving it toward me. Oh, and Faith is alive. Faith is alive right now with something about washi tape. And okay. And adding a little bit of that. And I'm going to do the glow around the phoenix next. And it's really just done with, you know, with gold and yellow. And then the grayscale works the magic. So there's a second layer on the dress, at least part of the dress. I'm gonna leave that color there. It'll, you know, the color there on the palette will just, it'll dry and it'll just be there forever until I choose to use it again. That's one of the things that I really love about watercolors is that that they do that. I can always paint that edge. Okay. Now I am going to be doing. See, there's all these little dots. I'm going to be coloring those in with a with the glitter paint markers. So they are going to be this whole thing is going to be really pretty and glowy and wonderful. And okay, a couple things. Maybe how about a little tiny bit of we need a super fun. Oh wait, we want to do the glow first. Okay, we'll do the glow first. So I need a bigger brush and a clean spot on the palette. Got it. And I'm going to start out with the lemony yellow because I'd rather go light and not have it not be enough than go dark and have it be too much. So that's the lemony yellow. And I might as well add just a touch of the gold as well. And a whole lot of water. Only this time I'm going to, I actually have a spray bottle for this. And one more. Okay. Get it kind of washed out. And see the glow goes all the way around. I don't want to get too close until I've got some of the wet off my brush. These also will, these dots will also be glitter gel pen. This is one of those things that's gonna, you kind of have to wait to see it. Until it's dry. But it should give you an idea. Oops, you can't see those, can you? Sorry. Just catching them while I'm down here on this end. Oh, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. And, okay. So what is everybody working on? And you don't have to say one of my books. It's okay. Although I do hope that you own at least one. Anyone. Oh, anyone. That reminds me. I should put in an Easter egg. Make it easier for any one of you to own one of my books. Okay. And while I still have this good color mix, let me just get this last little bit in here next to the phoenix or the firebird or whatever it is. I think it's a firebird, but it could be a phoenix. Okay. Grab up some more of that yellow. And some more of this orange. And some more of this water. I'm only going to take it out as far as the gold, or, as the grayscale glow goes, which is right about here. And that it's casting this glow. And I love how responsive grayscale is to color. You wouldn't think that it would be. You would think that if you put color over grayscale that it would just still, especially a light color like yellow over a grayscale, that it would just stay gray, but it doesn't. It actually turns yellow. Hello, Mary. How lovely to see you. Mary Altier, or Altelier, Adelier, Mary Adelier, which is, I think, French for artist or creator or person. Oh, hello, Magnanimo. Glad to see you back. Okay, so, all right, so now we've got a glow going on, and I still am not happy with the color on this dress, but I will continue to work that. I will be darkening up, obviously, this whole front panel, and then, of course, we got to do jewels and things like that. But I don't know that we're going to manage to get those in today, but we can try. And I still have to decide what to do with these, and I almost want to make them that blue-green color because I kind of like that. I really did kind of like that. And so maybe I will do that. I could make one of them blue, one of them purple and gold and red. No. Ooh, red. How about red? How about red for those? That would work. Let's see. Let's see if red for those would work. That's a big commitment to make if I don't like it. Yeah, it really is. I'll go with what I know I want red. How about that? I know I want these red. And I know I want these red. And you'd say, what an odd choice, Christine. Why are you making those red? Well, you'll see. And because she's wearing a hat in honor of the phoenix, not of phoenix feathers. But it was part of what I saw of the one that was colored, and I kind of liked it. Plus, for color balancing, I need to bring some red over here to this side. And this is a quick and expedient way to do it. Me? Fear was creeping up behind me? What? Where? I don't see it. I opened the door. It isn't there. It remains to be seen if we're going to go 3 for 3, though. I would like to be able to declare a victory and be able to say, Christina, I finally colored one of your works, and I love it. Instead of what I usually say is, Christina, I featured your art today, and I messed it up again. I don't believe it. Short of copying somebody else, it may be one of those that I am just simply going to have to do a tutorial. I'm going to have to use a tutorial to get through one and get over my my propensity to fail at it. Okay. And I just discovered something else because she is wearing a piece of fabric on her head that is not her hair. and it is the same color as the dress. So I am going to grab up some of the purple and bring it up here to this area, which is essentially the same fabric as the dress she has on, right? So we will go ahead and use that. And that will then inform this piece of decoration is going to be blue. So therefore now I'm pulling some blue up there. Oops, probably not the brush I want for that. Let's go with this brush. And pull some blue up here. I am once again just going to go right over it because I'm going to color those little circles in with the glitter, with the hybrid glitters, or the Zers, probably the hybrid glitters, because the Zers have a tendency to dry silver, and the hybrid glitters dry gold. So there's that. And if I do that, then that means that these can be her earrings are going to be gold. So we can do those. I'm going to just do a base coat since these are a tiny area. We'll do the details later. Because she has that sun headdress. And then we're also going to do and actually these don't have enough yellow in them. So let me pull directly from the yellow or the gold. And well, hi, Jude. What documentary were you watching? I love documentaries. I've been watching some really good ones lately, too. Of course, I am a huge supporter, or not. Well, I used to be a huge supporter of. Now I'm just a big fan of PBS. So I'll do that one yellow. I'm going to do about half of each of the next ones in that gold. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to do the whole of them gold because I'm going to end up adding some red to change them to a little bit more orangey. I may be sorry I did this with this purple dress, but we shall see. I almost wanted to be reminiscent of the you know, like she's put on this particular hat to commune with the phoenix. Sure, Christine, if that's what you want to tell yourself about the fact that you really kind of, no, we're going to pull this off. We are going to pull this off. And everybody say it together. Christine is going to pull this off. All right, now we need a night sky behind that sun. So, how about the one closest to chartreuse? Or the one closest to yellow-green, which is this big old blue over here that is almost black. Let's try it. I'm going a little ASMR on you. A-R-A-M something something. I even learned the other day what it meant. Something about a response, an ambient response. No, ambient sensory response meridian or something like that. Okay, that's better. All right, that thank you, Deb, and thank you, Nana, and thank you, Amy. You guys are so wonderful. You all have my back. I think that's terrific. Okay, I actually that's changing that to blue already really helped. Although I'm sort of dealing with this whole American patriot vibe that's going on here. So I need to add a little orange in there just because. Okay, all right, we're going to add a little of this orange in here. This may be a little bit red still. We need to add a little more water to that. Thin that down just a tad more. Ooh. What is that? Get off my brush. Looks like a little bug landed in my paint palette and went for a ride on my brush. You guys put up with so much from me. Thank you. All right, well, that's a little bit better. Maybe if we make this one orange too. See if we can get rid of that. Need to get rid of that whole. Yeah, I think making it orange is a much better deal. Make it much more matching to the vibe of the bird. Just leave that one outer one yellow. PBS here on Saturday nights broadcasts old movies. And I mentioned a few weeks ago that I saw The Big Chill. And it had been many, many years since I'd seen it. And last night's movie was The Way We Were. And it had been even longer since I'd seen that one. Oh my goodness. Talk about a tearjerker. Ah. All right, that is better. That is better. We are looking good. We're starting to feel it. Although I'm still not totally with the whole red feather vibe yet. I may paint those out all together and just have it be her and the bird. We shall see. On the other hand, if I were to pull that red in down here, I don't know. Did you sing along with Barbra Streisand? I did, yes. Jude, yes, I did. I did. Don't we all? Oh, bye, Gary. Give the rats a little pet from me. And take care. And I'll yak at you later. All right, that was a little yellow on the yellow. So that is something that I would probably change. Let's do something with these. I need to pull this color in again. And I think I want to do it with these guys. So, although that should be something gold. Actually, yeah, let me do that. All right, that's going to be gold. Oh, heck, I'm at 2 hours. When no one else complains. What? When no one else complains, Christine. I must have been saying something and um, okay, so this is gold. I don't know what I was saying, but singing. Oh, yes, singing. Yes, I was definitely singing. Memories. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Singing and remembering, remembering all those loves that didn't work out, not because we didn't love one another, but because it was just not, you know, just not where we were, that all those different directions. I still can't believe that guy didn't raise his own kid, though. That wasn't even involved in her life. Come on. Hubble. That's what pissed me off. I get the whole regret part, but I hope he got old and regretted that, that's for sure. She looks like a nice girl, Hubble. Ay, ay, ay. Break my heart, why don't you, Barbara? Well, I think he was. I mean, I think that there wouldn't have been room for two fathers for that little girl. Of course, you never even see her. What do they name her? Sarah, Rachel, something like that. She's not even a character that you actually ever see, and yet I'm thinking, gosh, how could he just give her up like that? Not only his wife, but his child on the day she's born. Okay, so there are. All right, that is starting to feel more like a headpiece and less like a head case for me. And that needs to be a little more blue, but now if we can, makes me want to make this blue as well. So I'm going to pull and mix up some of the Prussian blue, and the Prussian blue is which one? Uh, is it this one or is it that one? The Prussian blue is two back. That's how I counted it. The Prussian blue is 2 back from the, yeah, that's it. The Prussian blue is 2 back from the green. And the yellow green. All right. We'll just mix it all up over here. That'll just make a nice color. Mush some of that over there. That's the other thing I love about watercolors, is playing with them. I have to admit, I do love playing with watercolors. Okay. So now we're going to take this and bring it down. And I think these can all be this color. Just happen to love this color. And I love it the way it looks against the purple. So we'll make this color. Now I am well aware that I am well over 2 hours now, or over 2 hours. If you guys want me to stop, I will be more than happy to yield the floor, and even if there isn't anybody who necessarily wants to take it, if you've got things you want to go do, let me know. And oh, cool. Sounds like you're staying busy there, Loretta. Okay. I have a friend who is making, she's actually Elizabeth, both Virginia Cole and my friend. Her name is Elizabeth, and she is making the most beautiful. She's bringing back basket weaving, which, gosh, you just hardly ever see anybody doing anymore. And I mean, really gorgeous, gorgeous baskets. Okay, and always happy. Thanks, Nanimo. See, you always make me feel good. Hopefully, we're there for you when you need us as well. Okay. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. This one may not be a fail. I think I've actually taken it past the point of being able to ruin it. There's, I hope, as long as I don't make these red. Okay, I like that. Now we need to make this purple. I want purple and gold. So for that, and blue, yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, so now I need to make, okay, gotta go to the inside because this is like a gold chain mesh. So I need to make sure I get these little guys inside of it. Oops, it's going to be too wet. Okay. Trying to find every last little space that would need to be this color. While I've got it out, I might as well darken up this. Try the bigger brush. Covers more space. Turn the page and roll it over. Okay. Now she definitely needs some red lips and red fingernails. Or maybe actually orange lips and orange fingernails. Since I don't much care for I don't want the blue reds, I'll go with the orange reds. So probably this one. And that is a small space. Okay. That's a little better. Mythomorphia. I looked at that today. Which one do you have, Amy? Do you have the Imagine or the Animals one? Oh, Mythomorphia. Wait a second. That's the Kirby Roseanne's. Yes, definitely go for it. Here's the one, Amy. Here's the one that I'm working on. At least I think I'm working on a page in Mythomorphia. Let me see. Oh, I take it back. I am not working on. I am working on one in Imagimorphia. This is the one I'm working on in Imagimorphia. But as you can see, I haven't gotten very far with it. I've just laid down a couple of base coats of I don't even know what I'm coloring it with. It looks like Derwent INKTENSE. So tiptoeing around the book. Well, you should go for it. And the last time I checked, they did have them at Book Outlet, and they're about $5 a piece now. So, you know, if worse comes to worse, you could always get another copy. Or just make it the story of how you worked your way through a Kirby Roseanne's book. And yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Okay, now, let's see. Let's see about making the, trying to decide if I want to do the, if I want to do these first, or if I want to attempt to make that front of the dress darker. But I think I'm going to do these first. And Nellie Schumacher. Now, she does primarily people, yeah? And you're working in Magical Jungle. Melinda is working in Magical Jungle. Nana is coloring Nellie Schumacher. Amy is going to start a page. Excuse me, in Mythomorphia. Actually, I have 2 cups of coffee going here. I alternate putting them back and forth on the little warmer. Hollow Moon Art, yes. Hollow Moon Art on Etsy, and I believe, and male. Oh, okay, good. And you just found Lost at the Goodwill for $3. Good for you. Brand new copy, probably never even touched, right? I know a lot of people who bought a lot of books and then did not, you know, for whatever reason decided that they didn't like them, or maybe they had a second copy or whatever. Oh, Roxine, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that you have to go through that. I'm certainly not sorry that there's a treatment for you. I'm just sorry that you have to go out and get it. Um, I hope that it goes well for you. Okay, I like this. These actually remind me of those bell pools that you know, in fancy English houses that you use to call the servants. Not that I would know. I've never been in a fancy English house, but I do watch a lot of period dramas. Does that count? And yes, Christina actually has all of her books are available in PDF. I have put links to this particular book along with the watercolors and the other options that we had for today down below. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Geez Louise. Let me do that right this very second. I was actually also going to put in, for those who may not have been here for a while, or who didn't catch it the last time. Oops. There is where'd it go? Wait. Yeah, okay. Come on, Christine. You can do it. You can do it. Honest. There it is. There is an Easter egg for my Etsy shop, which will give you 25% off any purchase that you make for any price. That's one drawing or the whole shop. And okay, so there is that first one. And you sort of get the idea of what I am doing with these. And the jewels will be gold. So that really only leaves what are we going to do with this? And I think that what we're going to do with it is this. We're going to rinse that brush off really well. And then we are going to go back into our blue. And we are going to, or not blue, but that green color that we mixed up. And we're going to make these green. Hey, that's going to stop me from trying to make them red. If I actually color them in with this blue. I'm going to have to stop thinking about making them red. So part of it is self-preservation to not ruin this. And the other part is I think they really will be pretty blue. Or this is the mix of the Prussian blue with the green that was there. And I've gone all quiet on you again. I'm sorry, guys. I was just thinking of Roxine and sending up some vibes to the universe. Well, hello, Rochelle. I haven't seen you in a while. And I am Amy. I don't know about anybody else. I know Nana is, and pretty sure so many of us are now. And are you, Amy? And if so, what do you go by? And can we subscribe to you? Oh, I sense getting able to report to my friend Cristina that I have finally colored one of her drawings. We're not, we're not chatty friends or anything like that. We're more just like, we every once in a while we'll sit and have a IM conversation that lasts for, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours as we solve the problems of the world. But that's a rare occurrence. She's wickedly smart and very insightful and would like to be able to solve, like all of us would. We'd like to be able to solve the problems of the world. We think we could if they just get out of our way and let us do it. This is what I want. I want to darken. I do want to darken up the front of this dress. And of course, that means I'm going to end up having to make that blue darker because that greeny blue that I put in there isn't very much contrast. But I think I can do that with just a a simple line of gel pen. Where am I? What color am I? What color am I using? Geez, I went from almost nothing on my mind to 14 things. Can't believe there's still 21 of you hanging with me 2.5 hours in, or almost 2.5 hours in. Oh, almost 2 hours and 40 minutes in. Wow. My, how time flies. Trying to be careful and not get in the, I am reminded of the poem that says, "When I am an old woman, I will wear purple." And that is just exactly the way I feel. Almost there. Thank you guys for letting me use my watercolors today. I I used the markers last Sunday, and I finished up that marker drawing or marker coloring, and then used the pencils on the second video. And I was due for a water fix. A watercolor fix. Plus, I just want to show you guys what can be done with watercolors. And look, I don't have, I don't have the clips on this for the longest time. And yeah, it does, cause the paper to sort of wrinkle a little bit, but otherwise it's not really that big of a deal. So there's that. And now we can go back to these little guys. I don't want to make you watch me color all of these little guys in. But I do want to show you what I will do with the with the gel pens that I'll be using. Loving the purple vibe. Happy you got your fix. And well, I mean, I am perfectly happy to sit here and finish it, but I don't want to make you guys have to watch that. Geez, that seems like that seems a little tedious, but I'm happy to do it. How about I'll just stay on and you guys can decide whether or not you want to stay or go. And you got to go again. Your daughter's calling. Love you all. Thank you, Rochelle. I appreciate it. And yes, I'll see you at Dee Dee's tomorrow. And the oops, a little messy there. Oh, am I off screen? Yeah, probably. Okay. Yeah, I need to talk and be more interesting, don't I? Otherwise, I'm just being pretty boring. I don't want to be boring. Could sing and dance, and no, I can't do that either. I could tell you stories, but unfortunately, they'd be true. Since those are the only kind I know. Okay. Yeah, I like those. I really like those. I really am liking this a lot. To figure out where stuff is, stuff that you can't see. Because all of this stuff is in behind other stuff. That would be, this would be, this would be, this would be. Okay. And a tiny, tiny bit down here would be purple. Okay. And then one more little section of these. And these are done. Oh, too wet. Too wet. Okay. So there's that one. And that one. All right, now she needs eyes, doesn't she? She needs an eye. I vote for a purple eye. Hello, Sean. Welcome and nice to see you. I have been so remiss about getting over to your stream. I admit that I have been asleep pretty much every single time. My sleep patterns are so messed up. I end up being asleep in the middle of the day when you're streaming here. Okay. Now, for the little hanger-on things, those are going to be... I'm going to do them. Oh, now we need to bump up the colors on this, don't we? Well, I will twist and tweak and do all of that kind of stuff to this. Ultimately, I am going to do the little framework, though, on these. In, I think, the yellow or the gold. I'm just trying to decide if that's what I want to do. I think it is. I'm going to start out just doing the inside one, just to see if I want to utilize that white space as a part of the design. Before I color it gold too. On the other hand, I could make it glitter, huh? Yeah. Let's do that. Oh, on the other hand, yeah. On the other hand, maybe not. Maybe let's just do the... let's do the edges down these lines in gold. I'm still going to leave those cross ones or those diagonal ones white. Because I think that they'll look good in the glitter. So go with that. And I could have done it. I certainly could have done it differently. Now I see that, of course. I should have done it. I should have done it with the gold Firebird and the same colors that I used in this. Wouldn't that have been pretty? Yeah. Didn't do that. Oh well. We live and we learn. I am just destined to put too much color on Cristina McAllister's work. I just love her work. But it fools my brain into thinking it needs to be complicated. I should try and color it more simply and make a more powerful statement with it. You can certainly see why her art would appeal to me in particular. She is so good with symmetry. Oh, goodness. And now I'm going to yawn at you. I'm sorry. I think that might be the first time I've yawned on air. Ever. I'm usually far more disciplined than that. I have absolutely no business being tired. I slept probably 16 out of the last 36 hours. Definitely in the zone. Hi, Shara. How are you? And welcome, honey. It must be what, about 8:30 there now? 8:30 in the morning on what, Friday, Monday? And how is it on the other side of the world today? They're enjoying a nice balmy what for temperature, for US temperature, it would be like 40 degrees, something like that. And they're calling it winter. Sorry. For those of us who've ever lived in true winter lands, when somebody says it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit and it's winter, we go, really? Sounds like paradise. Okay. Well, that'll have to do for right now. Let's pull the gel pen out. It's chilly, 46 degrees. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sorry, you can't sell that as winter here. Not to me, anyway. All right. So now we've got a couple of options. I've got silvers and I've got golds. Now the silvers might work down here, but I am a gold girl, so we're going to go with the gold. And for up here, we are going to go with the copper. And the reason why we're going to go with the copper is because it dries gold and it actually saves my truly gold gel pen for the things that I just want gold. Because this does, I mean, this is copper. It is one of my favorites. These are the hybrid glitter gel pens. They are amazing. Super juicy. Hybrid dual metallic liquid gel roller pen. Blah. Glitter. They're glittery and they're wonderful. And thank you, Kenny. It was Kenny who sent those. Now these will also work for up here. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I don't know where that came from, but wow. Felt great. Sorry. When you gotta sneeze, you gotta sneeze. Excuse me that I did so, though. Yeah, heat is hard to, thank you, Namo. Heat is hard to deal with, especially if you are not climatized to it. And I've been here in Virginia where it gets hot and muggy for 17 years, and I still am not climatized to it. So, but that I originated in a much drier area. So perhaps it is in my nature. I am most comfortable winter or summer or any other season in the mountains. Doesn't matter what the temperature is, it's got to do with the air quality. Yeah, I'm quite thrilled with these. I'm finally going to have a Cristina McAllister that I can post. I don't believe it. Not my best work, but not bad. Um, ooh, yeah. I'm sorry. This is really satisfying. I like it. I like it a lot. Earthquake and volcano. I use an app, Melinda. I actually have to. I Google Celsius to Fahrenheit, and it brings up a calculator. Or Fahrenheit to Celsius brings up the other calculator. Okay, so I can see that I missed a couple of spots that should have been gold in there. That's okay. Okay, now those are going to be gold. So these, oops. These are oh, love it, love it, love it. Oh, look, she's going to have some gold on her face, too. Because why not? Why not, right? Right, this one will be gold. This color gold. And then so will this. This sun wheel. And maybe some of these. Little short beads. Can be this color. And those should be, yeah, okay. So these on the outside. Oops. Okay. So then we have these. Oops. That one. And that one. That one and that one. Oh. There's another one up there. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. All those little tiny spots. Wait, let me get these. Geez, I hope I don't use up my whole pen on this. Well, if I do, then that is just what happened, right? Is anybody still with the program? 17 of you. Either somebody else has come on um, or I've just finally gotten so boring that you've all gone away. Okay, so there is that. And I will add just this one little bit down here. The cat is in the bathroom meowing at me, which means she wants to be combed. Yeah, and I'm going to do the other ones in just the gold. So I think that you guys see sort of what I'm doing. Well, hi, Andrea. How are you? So I'll visit with everybody for just a second. And especially with Shara, because I mean, she's in New Zealand, so I don't get to talk to her. You know, we don't really talk on the phone now. Although we could, but I mean, I don't want to interrupt her while she's visiting her kids. And thank you, Melinda. And I can't really zoom out any further. I think that I screwed up when I gave it 1080 resolution this close because this literally is as far as I can get away. So I on the other hand, I didn't have to zoom at all today because I mean it's just like right in your face there. So yeah, that and thank you for all those thumbs up, everybody. That really is wonderful. It's picture. Oh, good. Okay, so the picture quality is good, and yeah, and at the right angle. Okay, good. Yes. Well, I work really hard on that, trying to make sure that it is good, but it doesn't always cooperate. And I am having difficulty with my camera, Sean, trying to get it to back off far enough. I can zoom all day long, and I've got a boom arm, So I can literally take you all the way down there without having to zoom the camera. uh, but it whoops, and then of course it goes all wonky on me. But I can't get it far enough away now, and so I'm on 1080 resolution, and I think I need to go back to 720. And I think if I really want to be able to show like an entire book flip through or something like that, if I've got a 2-page book flip through to do, I have to put it on 576 with my output, even though the YouTube screen is still bigger. Otherwise, it won't let me get far enough away. It's, that it wants to be right down on top of everything, which is a good thing for the picture and a bad thing if you've got anything bigger than, your coloring book to show, or the picture that you're working on. I can usually fit a coloring book in, right there if I put it right. But anyway, yeah, yeah, exactly. You have one of those bendy arm things, right? Yeah, I had one of those, and I decided really early on I didn't like it, only because it was difficult to bend, and it when I got the webcam of course has this the screw mount to go on a tripod, so I went ahead and bought the swing arm for it so that I could mount it to the other side of my desk and leave it up all the time, and that's what I've done. Oh no, I have the one with the minus is, well, I could actually probably take a picture of it and show it to you. Hang on a second. That's not what I want. I want all those things to go away. Give me a camera. Thank you. It is a, oops. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. It is a bendy arm. Whoops. The camera is, whoops, you can't actually see that, can you? It's not a very clear shot, but it's a spring-loaded hinge. This is a spring here and here, and the camera sits right out here, mounted to the thing. And I got a 19 or the sections on it. It's about 2.5 feet tall, and I should have gotten a 3-foot one. Is really what it is. If I could get another 6 inches away from it, I could be okay. I just can't get it high enough. The arm isn't long enough. And but what I like about it is to see I can bring it up and down. I can swing it around. I never have to bend an arm on it or anything like that. It's just, sorry, I didn't mean to take you all but ride without warning. And so it's a great camera mount. It's just I haven't figured out why it can't get far enough away, other than the fact that it's a high def camera and not a telephone. Anyway, everybody, I think that I am going to go ahead and leave this here at this particular moment in time. Um, I'm probably going to do the jewels or the drops in gold with just the gold pen. Although I could do them. I don't think that they'll turn out green. Oh, actually, that's okay. That's not a bad color. Except that you can't really see it. And then the secondary one in gold. And I may change that around. Let's try it the other way. Let's try it with the in gold. And the others in blue. Because once that dries, I'll be able to go right over it. And even though that one isn't there, I'm putting it in as if it was, because the fact that it's missing drives me nuts. All right, that's better. Okay, so I can change both of these. See, one of the things that I like about the hybrids is you can go right over something that you messed up. So if these are blue, I can just change them to gold. They're not quite dry enough for me to do that, but that is, that is what you do. You could just change them to gold. On the other hand, it's kind of pretty that they have both. Yeah, I love the hybrids. I really do. All right, and then I can do the same thing up here and make these. I'm not quite done with her face yet, but actually that's probably not true. I'm probably very done with her face. I don't really do faces, so. If I do that, and then I use the green, ooh, like that. Yeah, I'm kind of liking this. I'm kind of liking this one. It's going to need a little bit more zhuzh. Like, oh, should I? Sure. Sure, I should. Uh, why not? Why the heck not? Yeah. Totally satisfying. Ay, ay, ay. Love these pens. I am glad that there is nothing that flows like these, because I would be tempted to buy gel pens and I don't. It's like, geez, I do not need anything else. I hope that Pentel does not stop making these. Oh, the cat is in here. No, excuse me. Let me just do one of these and see if it'll turn out. Yep. So I'll be doing those in blue. Okay, everybody, the cat is telling me it is time for her dinner and she needs a brushing. So are they the same as the Sparkle Pops? That's good to know. I will keep that in mind. All right, everybody. On that note, I am going to go ahead and sign out. That is what we did today. And hopefully you can see the colors in that a little less distorted that way. When I come back next week, I will have my camera set up back to where I have a larger picture, and we'll go from there. Everybody that I only see on Sundays, have an absolutely wonderful week. And please color something pretty for all of those who I will encounter during the week. Yay. I'll see you out there. Bye, everybody. Color something pretty.